What's
Sex.
oh, all right. Now that I have your attention, money. I'm just gonna start it on that. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, why not?
Not even gonna start it with like anything else. Just
I mean, Marty Wells, dude.
yeah, we're here talking about the Sack Boys are here.
Helicopters.
All right. Hey, did you see the Helicopters won? They beat Cal actually this week.
Is he going to coach again?
Probably not. He's gonna be in
Probably
jail.
not. Yeah, it's gonna be.
No,
Dude, he should sign up for the Savannah Bananas and like throw his banana around like the whole game.
He should be the banana.
He's the mascot.
The one podcast I'm not drunk for when we start. I need to hurry.
As if they needed more publicity. I don't know if you saw the video the other day. Like the batter came up and the whole crowd was doing the Harlem Shake while he was walking in the box. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I saw that one kid rounding third base got Harlem shook by the pitcher.
Owen Woodward of Weatherford College from Weatherford, Texas.
Wait, Weatherford College, Weatherford, Texas. Wow.
Yes. Playing NCTC in Denton, Texas. Homie went 1-for-1 with a massive slam. I'm not, listen, we talked about it last time. We were talking about celebrating. I've watched countless angles of the video. There was no egregious bat flip.
Okay, but
There was
so
nothing.
you got to see like there was no backflip or anything. I
There
heard there
was
was
no-
like jaws.
no. There was no, I mean, it's a shitty recording from behind home plate because they don't have nice cameras at NCTC. But I mean, he could have been saying something round in second going to third because you kind of see the umpire point to third base.
Yeah, he
at him
pointed
in that
towards the
general
kid.
direction.
Yeah.
But there are very little amount of things that could be said that could have warranted
And a
Maybe-
career-ending
maybe-
body slam.
a career.
Maybe he said his
ending-
mom was dumb.
I mean, dude,
Oh, okay, justified then.
he
Yeah.
slammed his glove down and
Yeah, that was
he
my
se-
favorite part.
He secured himself a spot on the Alabama defensive side of the football.
That was one
Honestly,
of the
because
best
that was-
form
I mean-
tackles I've
I mean,
seen
head
in recent
up.
history.
Didn't go for the head, just
Granted.
drove him through the ground, destroyed.
Did the batting
Great.
helmet come off?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
helmet popper. Helmet popper.
Dude.
All right.
That
So,
was-
Brian, it was almost reminiscent of like the Brian Dawkins Reggie Bush hit on that screen pass.
Yes.
But down
Yes.
the third baseline.
yeah.
I was when you sent that in the chat, I was like,
New pick'em on the week. Who hits harder, that pitcher or Kevin Prada?
Yo,
that
okay,
pitcher.
I don't know if y'all. So I was listening to Stephen Schock. He's a pitcher from Virginia that does a podcast with.
Love Big Donkey, baby.
Yeah, Big Donk. He does a podcast sponsored by D1 now, and he was saying last year, their series against Virginia, Parada, like he only got out one at bat. He didn't like he had a crazy series, and the one Virginia reliever that got him out for one at bat. The rest of the Virginia bullpen had like a fake press conference, like world history. Like, how did you do it? How did you get Kevin Parada out? But yeah, I'm sure he's got, he's going to be a free safety next year for the Rolling Crimson Tide. But I'm pretty sure I saw on Reddit that he got, he's possibly getting expelled from
He's
Weatherford College.
getting expelled. The cops are investigating it.
And
Everything.
What is there to investigate? There's a whole video.
I mean,
I
it's
think-
literally,
I mean, yeah,
I think I
It's an
saw that
investigation for assault.
every player from what were the team they were playing? Not Weatherford.
NCTC.
Every player on NCTC that came out of the dugout, I'm pretty sure it got a 2-game suspension too. So like
That's-
I think they may
They
not
ran
be.
to protect
Yeah,
him.
They should have got medals
Oh,
of honor.
That
I agree.
response from
What are
those
you- what are
guys
you gonna-
was so quick.
If I get decked like that, which I mean probably could happen in the upcoming season with USABL, because I talk a lot of shit. If my teammates aren't meeting that guy on the third base line, they ain't my teammates no more.
Yeah. But yeah, my favorite part before I even saw the whole video, like I clicked on it for the first time and saw the glove slam, right? Take off the glove and throw it down. I was like, oh, this is about to be bad.
It was very Amir Garrett-esque
yeah.
when he tried to fight the whole Pirates bench.
Yeah,
at once.
By
Similar
himself.
energy.
By
but
himself.
but they all saw that one coming.
Yeah, and then did you guys? There was another fight tonight. Was it
Yeah,
actually
the
tonight, or did the
full
video
ass-
just
Oh, and
surface tonight?
the Boston Red Sox minor league team.
Yeah, them and the Mets minor league team.
Oh, that pitcher
Jesus.
got
It was a full
decked.
brawl.
Yeah, it
The
didn't have the
pitcher
same.
got decked, and then the batter at the end of the video was on the ground because
And his own-
shit rocked by like
His
three
own
dudes.
teammate. His own teammate kicked him right in his ass too. Dude he was rolling around on the ground. He got cleated so much. I mean, they stomped him out. But I mean, that's
So
what
Eric,
you do. You try to
You want
pitch
to
a
know?
fight
You
with
want to
like
know who else got
LeBron
stomped?
James.
You want to know who else got stomped out? Texas by Air Force.
Ooh.
That was
I'm
thoroughly
trying to
embarrassing.
determine
I
like
think a
so-
lot of teams got stomped out.
So it's going to be really fascinating because Texas is playing Baylor. They're hosting Baylor this week because Air Force hit a solo home run in the first inning of yesterday's game, the second game of the series after Texas got blown out 12 to like
It
1
was
or whatever.
14-2.
14-2.
14-2. And Texas goes down early. They give up a 6 spot as Air Force almost tries to come back. But I'm just like, if not, what else can be like a turnaround factor for Texas at this point? Like they just seem to be dead in the water with no life.
I don't even know. It's tough to even watch them. I specifically watch them for Ivan Melendez and Trey Faltini. I mean, that's about it. I mean, they
He
look
hit
dead.
a yak about 450 dead center too.
Yeah. They look just beat up. I don't know if they're just tired of winning so much.
Like that can't be true.
I mean,
I don't think they're very.
I don't
tired of
think
that.
that's a thing.
Also,
Well,
I'm looking here. All of these games are they're sold out at Dish Falk Field. So
I wanted to
pretty cool.
quickly before we move on, I wanted to hear I want to hear your proposed rule amendment to implement hockey fights in baseball.
Oh,
I agree.
greatest MLB game ever to come out was Slugfest. When you would
Is it
be
like
controlling
Blitz
the
for
guy with
MLB?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
you'd be controlling
yes.
Have you never
controlling the
played
guy with the
Slugfest?
ball.
You've never played Slugfest?
No, I got to check that out.
If
man.
you-
How is he
if
in
you-
the podcast?
If you had the ball and you ran next to a base runner standing on base, he would just start punching him.
Yeah, you could.
He would
truck
like
him,
drop
you
the
could
ball
kill
and
him.
you could truck people. Dude,
And then if you
Let-
threw at a batter, he would eventually get mad and he would like be engulfed in flames
Yeah,
and
you had
have like
three chances.
superpowers. Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
like,
And then
three chances.
same thing with the pitcher. If he struck out so many guys, like he would get on fire and then he would have this fucking Mario baseball type pitch.
dude, do you think Tennessee would be throwing on the fur coat and the daddy hat if every time they would hit a home run and said something, a pitcher would just punch him in the fucking teeth? Probably
Yes.
not.
I
Yes.
think so. I think
I
so.
would.
Yeah,
I think they have so much strength behind them. That
Yeah, we've seen in the past that you don't want to piss off Tennessee.
yeah. At that point, I would
Just
carry a
makes him
body
play
bag.
better.
I would beat up the pitcher, zip them up, and take them to our bullpen.
It sounds like a Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, yeah,
stunt.
yeah. If I'm beating people up, I'm making a show about it. You know. All right,
I
let's.
didn't do a fit check at the top. but-
Actually, yeah, I'll pause here to interject. So let's see. It's nice because the whole gang is back together today, which it's been a minute since I think we've had that.
Wait, hold on. I didn't get my booty slap in last week.
Oh,
There we
there's
go.
someone else that didn't get it in
yeah,
on
someone
Monday
else did
either.
that, yeah.
That was-
Get into
Yeah,
it
let's
either.
go, Brennan.
That was by far the most emphatic
Yeah, we only did one. You
and
did.
Yeah, he did
unrequested
three.
with there's a little shake there too.
He did his own
Come on,
little-
Brennan.
He did his own horse jockey impression.
Come on,
Well,
Brennan.
Brennan, you
Come
can
on, Seabiscuit.
you can you can slap yours if you want to, but I have to give credit because my opinion, I think he's got the cleanest jersey for today.
Don't fucking say
Yes,
that because that's my
I
jersey.
do.
That's my
I do
jersey.
have the cleanest.
That is my Cooperstown
jersey.
edition.
This is my
Randy
Cooperstown
Johnson.
edition Randy Johnson jersey.
No, it's not.
All right,
Brennan,
so
what a beautiful
He wore
jersey, man.
that. I gave that to him for one festival show, and he
Hasn't
stole
it?
it from me.
Dude, that's what happened. I gave somebody one of my blue Josh Hamilton jersey, and I haven't seen it since.
Ooh.
We haven't
I-
seen Josh Hamilton's either.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have that. I'm pretty sure.
No. I gave it
back
to
you.
I gave it to somebody for like a bachelor party or something. He's like, I need
Okay,
a
so I
jersey.
did. So I did give
Yeah,
it back to you.
no, yeah, you
Okay,
did.
I was gonna say. I do remember that. That's my jersey. I take credit, so I win this week.
All right, by proxy, I'll allow it. What are you wearing?
I'm rocking the greatest EDM producer of all time, Seven Lions. Is 2020 tour, 2019 tour. Just a phenomenal looking jersey, gray to black.
I'll
Just
hop
can't
in
beat it.
here since
I like
mine's
that color
also
scheme.
EDM. Mine's a cooler Dab and Wild Youth jersey, cooler than Brennan's Dab the Sky jersey because it's like an actual. Yeah,
Looks
I went
silky.
to the tour and bought it myself as
Wanna-
opposed to just buying it on eBay.
Damn.
Jowers, you're on mute.
Since you've actually seen Dab and Ann Said the Sky.
Yeah, you might want to. It's got a nice little like fade to pink, which is kind of sweet. Kind of dope. All right, for the real baseball jerseys.
Blue Jays, powder blue.
Yeah, you're gonna have to break out some
not-
more variety because you
not
wore that
Vlad.
last time.
It's
Not
not
Vlad,
bad.
we
It's
got-
dope as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
got
stay
Harrison
corrected.
Jets.
Same jersey, different guy.
Yeah.
Why are you such a Blue Jays fan?
I just love them, man. I like Bo Bichette and Vlad and Alec Manoa, but Benji won't give them to me.
He named the only 3 players he knows.
No. They have
No.
Teoscar Hernandez. Come on.
No,
they got a good team. But okay, what I think is cool about the Blue Jays is that they have literally, okay, Kevin Biggio shouldn't count, but they literally have 3 kids. You know, their fathers were in the majors,
How does
and
Kevin
they're
Biggio not
basically following in their footsteps, and they're on the same team. Like, I just think that's super rare and that's super cool.
Okay, what? So Benji, is that a
count?
Whit jersey?
I got the old World Series champ
Ooh.
Eric Hosmer Royals jersey.
The one time the Royals were good, that
I
one
remember
year.
that.
The one time Eric Hosmer was good too.
Hey,
True.
the 1 year I went to see a Kansas City Royal game at home in Kansas City, they won the World Series that year. I think it's very fascinating.
Well, I would say as far as players go, probably the best one. One of the best Rangers first baseman and the namesake of my new pup.
I'm giving you
Mark
negative
Teixeira.
points. I'm giving you negative points because there is a
Randy
name on the back of that
Johnson.
jersey.
Yeah, that.
Well, I'm not buying an authentic jersey, and all the replica jerseys have names on them.
Okay, that's
and
fair.
Randy Johnson also is 10 times better than Mark Teixeira in the history of baseball. Just saying.
But
But do you know where Mark Teixeira went to college though?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he
He went to
actually.
steroid U.
Okay, all right. If only he was a
Valid.
catcher, he'd been Hall of Famer. But as it were, the year I walked on, he had just donated like $4 million to a new locker room there, which is pretty fucking sweet.
And that locker room is sick.
It slaps big time.
Brennan, what does your hat say? Is that a-
I don't know.
What is on your hat? What is that?
It says Freak Outdoors. It's just a feather.
Feather.
yeah, I got a feather on my hat.
Nice feather. Oh, boys.
Dude,
Nice
feathers.
dude.
Jesus.
You're
Yes.
fucking
The boys with the feathers.
Let's go.
Everybody knows cactuses are better than feathers.
Fucking feathered Indians out
I
here.
think so too.
So is there anything noteworthy on your hat? Trevin has a wave.
I don't
Is there
think
a-
so.
It's the Detroit Whitecaps or the Western Michigan Whitecaps.
Oh, it's just Texas. Not that big. of a
Denton,
deal.
Texas. Wow.
I like
Burb.
it.
I like
Goose,
Benji's.
Goose Island bourbon, baby.
That's pretty cool.
What conference is fucking Gonzaga in?
West Coast Conference.
That's what I thought.
All it says.
Because they're in Washington, right?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Gonzaga? No,
Yeah.
they're not in Washington.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure they're East Coast.
they are East Coast.
They're in
Wow.
Spokane, Washington. So eat his ass. All right.
Yeah, they are in the West Coast Conference.
I know.
Yeah.
I know where Gonzaga's at.
Wait, but then why is Gonzaga Grocery in Perth Amboy, New Jersey?
Gonzaga Grocery. All right.
That seems really weird to have a school's grocery store on the other coast.
I don't think it's their school grocery store.
Gotta be owned by the same people. There's only one Gonzaga ever
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world. obviously.
All right,
Suges,
let's get this rolling.
why am I getting a Care Bear stare from 3-year-old Suges?
My mommy put it up there so I can be on the podcast. My fat head.
She put it on your dressers, so
You're-
it's impossible to open
you-
the drawers.
Your
No, this
fat
isn't-
head's
this isn't
already
my
on the.
dresser.
Your
No,
fat
this is-
head's been on the every episode of the podcast. Your fat ass head.
Ooh.
Hold on, how many snaps do you use on your hat? What is that?
12.
all
he
the
uses
snaps.
all of them. He's got a
Jesus.
ton.
Oh, dude, so
he has,
what?
he has no
Jesus.
free. You have no free. No,
Bro, are
Brennan,
you
you don't
kidding me?
count. Brennan, you don't count. You have a dome from.
Me and Benji have the same. I'm a 7.5, so I think
I
I guess
have-
all the clips are.
I have more free than all of you combined.
All right.
Brendan's
Yeah,
the
I
only
wear-
person I
I
know
wear
that wears this
seven.
fucking
Alright.
small flak and a 2XL
All right.
fucking
All right. 3.
Kevlar.
So you got to be a 7.
Yeah, I did. I wore
Me?
a small. I wore a
No,
small.
I'm
what are
flap
you?
and A large
7 1/4.
Kevlar.
Yeah. I had an extra large Kevlar.
Oh fuck!
with pads taken out.
7.25.
No, what
I
the
need to-
hell?
I
No,
guess
7.5.
That's probably why Evansville never sent hats, because they're like, fuck, we don't have one big enough for Brennan.
Yeah,
hats.
yeah. They said, "Holy shit!" They wanted the entirety of all the hats. They don't have enough.
Oh, dude, I wish we had that
We had to
recorded.
s-
Have enough cloth.
We had to stitch 3 together to make a new one.
All right, let's break down the midweeks.
So for this midweek, I'm going to cover a couple of, I'm not covering every single score in the midweeks, but I'm going to cover at least the big upsets and some notable results. There are a lot of Texas schools in the news cycle. Horns went down. They split the series with Air Force, get blown out in game 1, but bounce back nicely in game 2. Looking at a series with Baylor this weekend, see if the number 1 preseason team is going to do anything with their season. RPI, who A&M comes in and blows out Dallas Baptist, the number 2 overall RPI team, 14-1. And on the flip side of that, Houston says no to a baptism. They beat the in-city rival Houston Baptist 4-2. Outside of the state of Texas, Oral Roberts ponied the fuck up and beat Oklahoma State Cowboys 15-9. Southeast Missouri pissed on Old Piss, still sliding 13-3. The Clemson Tigers did take the midweek against Georgia 8-3. And then Texas Tech misfires, drops the midweek to New Mexico 11-10, while the UVA Cavaliers continue their slide, drop to the Virginia Commonwealth University 9-7. Other notable games, rip to our favorite, second favorite, maybe third favorite, one of our top 3 favorite teams, Bethune-Cookman. They give up a 9-piece to Miami while getting shut out. Nothing to feel ashamed about there. We're still high on Miami. We're also high on Georgia Tech. They just dismantled Mercer 15-2. Are they
Trash cans. Of
are
Mercer.
they the Kings of Georgia? Because Georgia Southern made Eric look quite bad. He predicted they were going to go undefeated in the rest of the midweek games, and
It was an
proceeded to
11-inning game.
and proceeded to lose immediately to Florida State 6-5. On the flip side, Benji's looking quite good. Virginia Tech picks up 2 wins this week, and his UNLV, the team he picked, identified as being one of the best hitting teams in the country, dropped a 21 spot on Loyola Marymount. Unfortunately, they did give up 11 runs, so the run margin of 10 runs in victory, that'll get her done. Rutgers, Eric's pretender, Travin's contender, started off the week pretty hot, put 19 up on Iona. So Iona's losing streak is back on Iona watch, you could say, but then immediately drops the game 9-7 to Princeton the next day. TJ, who are they playing this week? They got Illinois or Maryland or Iowa. That's it. They're playing Iowa this weekend. See if Rutgers continue their stronghold on the Big Ten. Oregon State, the Beavers, came into a big midweek matchup against the RPI favored Gonzaga Bulldogs, I believe. They take that game 9-4. The Battle of the Bourbon Barrels, Louisville wins 4-2 over Kentucky. Davidson, don't look now, 29-6. Shout out Nolan DeVos, not Nathan DeVos. UMass Lowell and Bryant decided to play a football game. Final score there was 29-13 for Lowell. And finally, the Mountaineers, West Virginia, Took a game over the Pitt Panthers at PNC Park, about 5 minutes from my house. Wish I would have known that game was happening because I should have gone. Best ballpark in the country. That's what happened in the midweek.
Since we're talking about wishing we would go to baseball games, Eric, Rutgers plays Iowa on Sunday at noon in Piscataway. If you would like to go, I think I'm going to go. It's free. So
I got to check my schedule. I might have a baseball game. I got to coach.
I'll
I'll
probably be on that game. I'll probably be at that game. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Rutgers will let you coach with them.
Got the red pullover.
I could just get a little R, like
Walk
iron
in
it
the
on.
dugout.
Yeah.
Rock that feather hat too.
Yeah, rock the old Brennan Belt R, but make it a C. No one's seen that. Thank you.
One thing. So, could we agree that scoring 19 runs on Iona is essentially like scoring 5 on a normal team? Based on how many runs they've given up this
I would
season?
say
Come
it's
on,
more
man. Don't
scoring
kick them while
too.
they're down.
They've won now. We said this last week. Now that they've
No,
won, we
he's
can go back
just
to shitting
trying.
on
He's
them.
just trying to reaffirm that Rutgers are pretenders in his eyes.
I don't know. Iona's a top 300 team in the nation now, so you got to give Rutgers a little bit of credit.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's like
this is their first loss after a win streak. So
maybe they'll bounce back.
Do contenders or pretenders lose to Princeton?
God, Iona sucks.
Oof. I think pretenders lose to Princeton, but I can't say anything because Miami should bet against Harvard. So
Yes. Yeah.
you
they
know
did.
they had that nice little series in the beginning of the year. So what do y'all make of that Mercer Georgia Tech midweek game? Are y'all chalking that up as a midweek, or?
I'm tired of the
I'll be
whole
honest,
midweek. I'm
I'm
tired
tired,
of
yeah.
the midweek
I'm
stone
so
count.
No, that's what I'm
midweek.
saying.
It's still fucking baseball games.
Yeah. So
No,
are y'all thinking that Mercer is pretenders now?
Well,
I mean,
just
I
think-
wouldn't. I don't know about
No.
pretenders, but you got put in against a team that is of caliber that you're going to be playing if you want to get to the tournament, and you showed that you don't really belong there yet. But
It
I
seems
think-
like Georgia Tech was pissed off that they lost to Mercer earlier in the year.
Yeah, I
Just
think
kinda
I,
took it
I
out
would-
on them.
I think I credit Georgia Tech more than I fault Mercer per se. I think Georgia Tech, again, we've talked about the offense. They can put they're can put 15 up on any pitching staff, and they can run into pitching here and there. So clearly, right, 2 runs in 9 innings, they ran into some pitching, and the lineup did what their lineup does. So I still think Mercer is, they're a clear tournament team to me. They only have the 5-6 wins, or 5 or 6 losses. But this weekend's going to be very telling because we all know that D1s and all the ranking systems really have been much higher on Wofford than they have been on Mercer. And the biggest knock on them is the strength of schedule, something like 161st or something like that, if I heard on the podcast, right? So we'll see, right? They have an opportunity to put up or shut up, kind of like Auburn last week, right? They kind of fumbled the bag in a big way against Mississippi State. But we'll see what y'all think when we get to our pick'em. Which, I mean, this might be a good transition
Get shit on Auburn fans.
to hit that.
yeah, fuck Auburn.
You guys want to roll right into the pick 'em?
Let's do it. Let's see how much you want to fuck Auburn.
All right.
I want to roll right in
let's
your
see.
bed.
All right. So Wake Forest travels to South Bend to play Notre Dame. TCU travels to play OK State. Wofford's playing at Mercer. UNC is playing at Virginia. South Carolina is at Auburn. And NC State travels to Louisville to play Louisville.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna start it off hot here and stick with this is a Wake Forest podcast. They're my number 6. Wake Forest is winning that series
Ooh, against a solid Notre Dame.
against a not good Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the weekend, I guess.
This solidity of Notre Dame is very much in question.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me for that pick, right, is just it is in South Bend, but like if you get the Notre Dame that shows up and just gets dominated by a Duke team that has been atrocious all season, that series is Wake Forest for the taking, in my opinion.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add on to the Cavaliers slide, and I'm gonna take UNC at my 6th spot.
Nice.
Jack Mayhoff is nothing to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna back up one of our loyal Twitter followers here, and I'm taking Mercer over Wofford at 6.
That's so
Same here, Eric. I got him at my
say-
Come out
6
there and
too.
just dominate.
So we
So
talked about
sad.
Mercer, right? Like the problem with them is just the strength of schedule. But like going through Wofford's schedule, they only have a series victory against DBU. Like I looked at their schedule, that's the only team they've played. So I feel like anybody that says Wofford's just way high and above Mercer, I just don't think they've really
Shown
looked
it.
at their schedules. Yeah. Well, for me, I'm actually going to be bandwagoning on that pick. Actually, you know what? Actually, no, I'll take Oklahoma State in my 6.
I am also taking
That's
Oklahoma
bold.
State as well as my
I don't think it's that bold. Oklahoma State, they did lose, actually. As I mentioned, they got beaten by Oral Roberts this week. But I think it's in Stillwater.
They got throttled they got Owen Woodwarded by Oral Roberts.
They lost by
I wouldn't
6 runs.
Yeah,
I would
well,
say picking
to Oral
them,
Roberts.
picking OK State's not bold. Picking OK State at 6 is bold.
I don't think
Whoa.
so.
Oral Roberts came to LSU last year and beat LSU 22-7. So
That's like saying Iona lost to Tennessee. LSU
Listen,
was horrible.
I think TCU ran into that series. Texas Tech, it seems to be that they don't play well away from home. Like they used all that energy. Remember the Texas series where they walked off like 2 games? I think they really feed off that crowd at whatever their ballpark is called. But away from home, right? They just lost to TCU, got swept at TCU. I want to say that they're playing West Virginia this weekend, but they also lost several. They lost to New Mexico this week. So I think TCU just caught a bad Texas Tech team, and I think Oklahoma State's gonna run away with that
Tech's
series.
lost 5 in a row now.
Yeah, they're on a 5-game
So you're saying
skid.
Texas Tech is the college equivalent of the Rockies.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. All right, Travis and Benji taking OK State in the 6.
Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed back on the Mercer Wofford. Mercer has jumped Wofford in the RPI rankings.
Really?
From D1. Yep, Mercer is at 24 and Wofford's at 27.
That's pretty sweet that those 2 mid-major. Where's Southern Miss?
They're at 10. They're right behind. They're right in between Florida and Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was fascinating because a lot of other podcasts are talking about like, tournament breakdowns and like trying to predict how many seeds each conference is going to get, which is a little, above the stuff we have here. But I think those 2 teams can both make a run. I'm just excited to watch them this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be good baseball, that series.
Yeah, quitting
Well,
that
in
job,
that
baby. I'm
series-
off all weekend.
I'm going to take Mercer. I'm going to take our Mercer Bears. May not be the Kings of Georgia, but who are the Kings of Georgia now? Because Georgia, I
Southern.
guess. Yeah, I guess they still beat. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So at my 5, I'm going to do TCU over OK State.
At 5.
Yep.
Do you just think they played that
5.
well against Texas Tech?
I just think OK State isn't everything
Dog
they
water.
need to be. I'm
Best
not
team in
saying
the Big
dog water.
12.
I mean,
Also not saying that.
TCU swept Texas Tech. They played a pretty good series against Texas. They did have that series lost to West Virginia, but I mean, I think they're still playing some pretty decent baseball right now, regardless of anything, But I will be taking the Mercer Bears at my 5 spot.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to contradict Brennan's 6th spot, and I'm taking Jack Mayhoff and the Virginia Cavaliers at 5.
They need it, man.
They are so cold right now.
Got a home series against the Tar Heels, who just got beat at home by Georgia Tech. They need it.
And I think Devin Ortiz is going to be the guy to give it to him.
The biggest thing with that Virginia UNC is that UNC is also on an extreme losing streak.
Yeah.
They've lost the
Yeah.
last 2 weekends as well.
It's
So
funny. You
I think it's
remember
a little-
what week? Like, it was like 4 or 5 weeks ago that you predicted they were going to go like 5-0 and into the top 5. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was actually
Now they're
several
out
weeks
of the
ago, I
top
think.
25. Yeah, it was a couple weeks. It was like 3 weeks
You
ago,
guys,
I think.
it's
3 or 4.
there's only like 5 weekends left in college baseball. Well, until the tournament, which we get blessed with more baseball. but-
until some magical shit starts happening.
yeah, until the best part of the year. All right.
Yep.
All right.
I'm
I've
taking-
got I'm gonna go opposite of Travin and go Oklahoma State at my 5. I would have gone TCU at my 5 if it was at TCU, but I just think Oklahoma State, that environment, they can secure that. Benji?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mercer over Wofford at my 5.
That's 3 of us with Mercer in the 5, baby. Is anyone going to pick Wolford? I don't think so.
I don't think so. This is a Mercer podcast.
is a
Yeah, this is a
Mercer
Mercer
pod.
podcast.
This is
We
a
wanna be
wannabe
Mercer
Mercer podcast.
It is a wannabe Mercer podcast. Yeah, just I'll quickly interject here. A couple of the other big series in baseball. Ole Miss, I think, took game 1 against Mississippi State tonight. We should probably check on the score. Thursday. LSU's up 5-3 on Mizzou. So congratulations about that.
Thank you.
Yo,
They'll
it's
find some way to piss it away.
Powerhouse.
It's crazy because Warren Nolan, when you go look at live scores, they automatically default into like filtering all live scores by top 25 teams. And Mississippi State and this Ole Miss have had such bad seasons that neither of them, like their game didn't even show up because neither of them are in the top 25. But yeah, Ole Miss did take game 1 4-2. I know Texas Tech is hosting West Virginia in the Big 12. I mentioned Baylor at Texas. Georgia Tech's hosting Duke in the ACC.
Grand Canyon's beating San Diego State as well.
Yeah, they're doing like a weird like round robin type thing with Stanford, San Diego State, and Grand Canyon. So Grand Canyon plays 2 games against Stanford this weekend. So it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. The Pac-12 didn't really have a lot going on this week. It was like UCLA and Cal, USC,
Tennessee,
and-
Florida.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, big ones in the ACC, Tennessee, Florida that we're not talking about. It's a shame because Florida just lost their ace, Hunter Barco, with no timetable for return. So I think Florida's really going to flounder without him. They have a really good RPI. Like they've played a lot of really good teams, but Barco's been a real anchor for them. So I hate to see that. I hope he gets well soon. I think Georgia and Alabama play. Texas A&M and Arkansas. Yep.
I think that's
That'll
gonna be a cool one to watch.
It's a low key one because A&M's playing hot right now. Like I think have played themselves into the top 25 ELO, which is fascinating where they started the season, like losing to Penn. You guys remember?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're playing really hot right now. Just blew out DBU, like we mentioned, and Arkansas, going on the road. But they've been pretty consistent now too after their start to the season. Yeah, not a lot going on in the Pac-12. I think Oregon, I don't know if you guys saw it. They're on track to possibly be a national seed this year if they keep it up. Like their schedule isn't too tough.
And they're now tied with their season home run record.
Yes, yeah.
Shout out Waz.
With 600 less at bats.
Yeah,
Boy,
which is
Waz.
Roughly 600 less at bats. So that's fucking insane.
letting them fly.
I mean, according to
Flying out there in
they're
Eugene.
4th in RPI right now.
Oregon, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They have a real chance to be a national seed this year, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then Big Ten, I think the big one, Rutgers at Iowa, Maryland at Illinois, I want to say, and the Michigan Ohio State, obviously a rivalry series there, but both teams are kind of shitty this year.
And also, it's not a Big Ten matchup, but Wake Forest playing Notre Dame. So
it's in our pick'em.
yeah, I know. I was just adding on. You were saying Big Ten teams.
We are a Wake Forest podcast, so
Yeah.
Neither of those teams are Big Ten teams.
Notre Dame.
That's
They're games.
ACC.
They're ACC.
Yeah, they're
ACC.
They
Nice
fucking
cut.
suck either way.
Yeah.
Notre Dame can blow me. Notre Dame can blow me.
Yeah,
From
they
behind.
can
Wow,
blow your
nobody's-
nice cut.
nobody's gonna
From
blow you.
behind.
Pull it down,
Yo.
kink it off.
The roll reach around. Well, on that note, I think
The old
I-
reach around.
I think.
Sorry, I'm running on like an hour and a half of sleep. I do apologize.
I'm going to take Virginia in my 4th slot. Did anybody not get their 5 pick in? I think that's all 6 of us.
Who'd you have at your
Uh,
5, Travis?
Mercer, along
Mercer.
with Brandon and Benji.
I also had Virginia at my 4th spot.
Let's go.
I will. I'm also having my Virginia at my 4th spot.
Anybody else want to add on here?
I have UNC at my 4th spot only because they're powder blue.
Of course you do.
Only
Of
because
course
they're
you do.
powder blue.
Hey, it
That's
worked
the
for him.
only-
Oh my god, dude.
It worked for him last weekend. He
Um,
won the pick him last weekend. I'm pretty sure. No,
um,
Benji did. Benji did.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
take the
I
Wake
won last
Forest Demon Deacons at number 4. Got to
I wanna
pick them high
say-
since we're a Wake Forest podcast.
I'm kind of really upset
Minus me.
last week. I didn't win whenever I picked, Auburn to lose at my 6th spot, and nobody else went with me, and I still lost.
Yeah, because
How does that happen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
sucked at every other.
Yeah,
pick.
you
Yeah.
don't
You
don't
sucked at
win
everything
just
else.
because you picked the boldest one and it won.
6 points don't win.
That's like picking a
got
14
six.
parlay
18 win.
and
I got
hitting on the biggest one
4,
and then losing the
3.
rest of them.
I think I got 6-4-3.
Let me
Double
pull it
play.
I
up.
got
Double
18.
play.
Yeah, you got 5,
Well,
6.
since
You got 5, 6, 4. So you hit on all 3 of your big ones. But
Damn.
Benji picked every series correctly except for the Auburn Mississippi State series. So that's why he lost.
So, since we're talking about Auburn, at my 3 spot, I'm taking South
baseball.
Carolina to
Yeah.
shit in their mouth.
Yeah, well, at my 4 spot, Eric, since you're so rude, I'm going to
I feel like
take.
he does that every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Auburn at my 4 spot because South Carolina loses the shitty teams and Auburn
Brennan,
shitty team.
Brennan.
Did you like what I said last podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't use that fucking logic. on
Dude,
me
his
again.
brain broke.
I'm already tired of shit. My brain would fucking go in loops.
Brennan, I thought we agreed you can't do Auburn anymore.
I have to do Auburn.
Auburn
South-
fucking blows.
Wait,
Exactly
so
why South Carolina's going to lose to him.
Eric and Brennan picked Auburn.
I have Auburn
No.
at my 4. He picked South Carolina.
South Carolina.
3.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
South Carolina at my
three.
3 spot as well. Anybody else want to come with me and Eric?
I
Come
too have
on.
Auburn at my 3 spot
Mm.
because, like Brennan said, South Carolina loses the shitty teams.
Like I said.
Oh, I thought Brennan said that.
No, I heard it on the last
Brennan's
podcast
just taking
when I
credit
was
for
listening.
everything.
Oh, fuck, yeah, you weren't. even
Brennan's
here,
taking
bro.
credit for everything
That's
tonight.
right.
Oh, I'm just taking credit
Jerseys,
for my
sayings.
jersey.
Are you surprised though?
No.
I
This
think
is
I'm-
Auburn right
I'm
there.
I'm gonna take NC State in my 3.
I will also
So-
be doing that.
At your 3?
Yeah, NC State's
Okay.
at my 3.
I thought
So-
we haven't talked about that series yet. NC State's actually getting pretty hot, and I feel like Louisville. I can't even remember what they.
Tommy Tanks, he done anything significant?
He's been slow. I think he just broke the freshman home run record because he hit like 20 in the first weekend.
I
But-
think Evansville guy broke a record too in the home runs. didn't he?
Yeah, Tanner Craig. That was a week or so ago, though. Shout out TC.
He just
that
won
guac.
their he just won their student athlete of the year award over at Evansville.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
So at
Um,
my 3 spot,
yeah.
I am going with Wofford
Oh,
I knew it. I knew you were going to. 'cause
over
I saw
the
your-
Mercer Bears.
I saw your
because
shit-eating grin when you said
Yeah.
that earlier.
That little fucking smirk he had when he
Yeah,
was
I
like,
knew he was
Mercer.
going with it. I just was waiting for it.
Can you just
because
tell all
Don't-
the people that you just picked things just to piss people off, and you
The
No,
Lone
that's Suges.
Ranger.
That's
No,
Suges.
that's Suges.
yeah, don't
Look at that
confuse
face.
me. No, I just don't. What I saw, fucking Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Hey,
Adam
it's a
Mercer?
midweek.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Against
The midweek
Georgia
doesn't
Tech.
count.
Right,
I
I didn't
mean-
like it.
They have the
Hey,
second
that's-
heaviest hitter in baseball.
No,
That's
respect.
that's fine.
No respect on
I-
Mercer.
You're not going to change my mind on this. I won't respect Mercer. I'll still rank them. I won't respect them.
That's a quick. I thought you said like on Monday that we were a Mercer pod.
Mercer pod, yeah.
They haven't lost a series all
you
year,
guys
right?
said we were Mercer pod, and I said no, we're still
All
a
right.
Wake Forest pod.
So whenever we get the Mercer head coach to interview with us, you have to tell him like, I hate your team. Your team is shit, and I can't believe you lost.
No, he just
2 to 15.
That's not
all,
what I
all he
said
said was that he doesn't
at all.
respect them.
I don't.
You have to
show
tell
the
the coach.
Wofford
They haven't showed me.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. Hey, coach, I don't respect your team.
No, you just haven't
Even though you
shown me.
beat Georgia Tech and what Georgia didn't they beat both of them?
But they
split
lost to the
series.
Kings of Georgia, Georgia Southern.
All right. Okay.
Listen, I'm just saying what I want to say. I haven't seen what I want to see out of them, so I'm picking Wofford.
Brennan, what's your 2 pick before Eric chimes in with his, or what's your 3 pick? I'm sorry, before Eric chimes
My
in.
3
with
pick
his
was
2?
NC State.
Oh, that's right. I did have that written down. I'm sorry.
Well, now that Brennan's gone, I'll go ahead and pick my 2. I'm taking the Oklahoma State Cowboys up in
Let's
Stillwater to beat the Frogs. Frogs down.
So Travin's got TCU in his 5. I think that's the only person that's picked TCU. So he'll be big points if TCU can pull off that series in Stillwater.
And it'll also
Also,
be
hold
big
on, I
points
just wanna-
when Wofford takes the series.
Oh,
in
okay.
Mercer.
I want to
Oh.
interject with this. Did anyone see Dorshing's home run he had the other day?
Who's
their midweek
Dorshin?
game?
And who does he play for?
The first baseman from OK State.
No.
He hit one about 500 feet. I'll see if I can find the video.
Yeah, it was a pretty big bomb until you quit.
Do you want our listeners to listen to the video, or how are they going to watch?
I'm going to send
that?
it. I'm going to send it to you guys.
All right, so at my 2 spot, I have South Carolina over Auburn because Auburn. Yeah, no.
Nice.
God.
I'm going to take Auburn in that spot.
I'm gonna go with my boy Eric,
Travis.
and go with OK State in my 2.
Benji.
I'm going with NC State in my 2.
Nice cock.
I was against them at the beginning of the season. They're
I was
heating up,
not. I was
they're-
with them at the beginning.
Yeah,
Saw that,
everybody.
We
but
were
was.
all with them.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, that's not happening. But Louisville's been shit the last couple games, and NC State's gonna stay hot. So
Can someone pull up Louisville's schedule? Because I feel like
I have-
NC State.
I have it right here.
What is
Louisville's
Louisville?
just not good against
So
good pitching.
Louisville has been lost all 3 versus Florida State, beat Kentucky, lost or 1-2 against North Carolina, dropped 2 to Pitt.
Oh, I forgot they lost to Pitt.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
dropped 2 to Pitt in the beginning of April.
Pitt is low key on a heater. Actually, they're about to go play Miami in Miami. So rest in peace. But they've beaten Louisville and Virginia in series recently.
Yeah, they beat Virginia, Boston
But,
College. They
to
also
the
beat
point-
Clemson in the series too.
To the point at hand, NC State is on a 5-game winning streak. Actually, a 6-game winning streak. They did lose their series against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. But before that, they beat Clemson in a series, beat Georgia Tech, swept Georgia Tech actually, and coming off a sweep against Boston College. So I think NC State's a good pick there.
At my 2 spot, I've got the play like a champion today, boys.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Who are they?
It's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Is that a football thing?
Who are they?
Yeah, it is a football thing.
Have you never watched Rudy?
Is that what?
No,
is
I'm
that
a
what Coach
baseball.
Kelly was thinking when he wanted to play like a champion and he left for LSU? Or
Dude, that shit was crazy. You know how many people were mad about that in my area, dude? They lost
everyone.
their minds.
Travis, I don't know if they do it in baseball in the dugout. That would be
No,
super
it's only
dope if they
football.
had that sign. But
It's
like
only
football, before they come out, there's a sign that they slap above their head that says "Play like a
Like
champion today."
Yeah.
Sounds kind of gay.
It's a legendary sign.
LSU has a win bar and they don't do much of that. So
Yeah, I was about to say, when's the last time Notre Dame has won a championship? When's their most recent football?
Just because you haven't won one
like
doesn't mean you
like
can't
what
play like one.
1982.
The sign was put up in like the 1800s, so I think it's just.
I've seen the
No.
touchdown Jesus, and it's kind of overrated. I'm going to say that. I don't really. People rave about Notre Dame's campus, and I went there.
I liked Michigan
I
more.
love Notre Dame campus though. It's so nice.
It's cathedral.
Yeah, it is gothic. Anyway, okay, last picks.
Gothic.
If
I'm
Batman
taking-
went to school, he would go to Notre Dame.
I think Wake Forest is going to come in and desecrate touchdown Jesus and beat Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Coach
gonna
was the
take Wake in my
opposite of
1-2.
I'm taking Notre Dame as my one.
I'm taking
Oh,
NC State in my one.
Jowers, we agree,
uh,
I got them in my 1-2.
I'm going opposite of those guys, and I'm going Louisville in my 1.
Ooh. Well, this is interesting
Go
because I
Cards.
think it proves that the Wake Forest Notre Dame and NC State Louisville series is consensus like the lowest ranked series we have, like by confidence ranking. So those two series could
Yeah,
definitely
those
go
are
either
tight.
way. Those
That's
be
'cause
interesting to
they're-
watch.
They're so weird. If
Yeah.
Notre Dame's hot, they win. If
Yeah,
Louisville's
well,
hot,
they're
they
not.
win.
They win.
But if
Notre
NC
Dame is
State's
not
hot, they're gonna win. And Wake always wins. So it's like, who the hell do you pick with those games?
You don't pick Mercer.
Okay.
Somebody kick
All
him.
right. All right, guys. Any final thoughts or anything we should? Well, okay, I'll pause. What did you think of the recap I did? Was that worth keeping?
33,000
Dude,
times.
major W. Major
I saw-
W. I almost
saw
fell asleep
teams.
during
It's-
Brennan's.
It's
way more entertaining.
it's
And
the
like,
44th president. That's a George W. That's also Obama. It's the 43rd president, the George W.
Okay. Well, so Brennan, you feel free to do that if
Nope.
you want. But I
Travis,
think,
Travis,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna write like you. You're an artist.
okay. All right. Well, thanks.
Why is your TV on the ground?
Yeah,
'Cause we
Suges.
sold all
The
our
fuck?
shit. We sold the couch in here because we're moving and shit. Yeah, our lease is up on
Where you moving, bro?
in
Like what's
Pittsburgh.
the address and zip code and
Shut the
your social?
You can talk to whoever in San Francisco stole my social security card and passport. So,
Oh, God.
It was the coach.
oh my god,
Oh,
He
God.
was on crack, flipping the helicopter.
That's how he's going to
around.
get another job.
he's gonna
He's
steal
going to
my
get another
identity.
coaching job as Travis Entrop.
I'm gonna be a head coach soon, guys.
The idea is there.
No, our lease is up on June 5th, so we have to like move to an Airbnb until the wedding because they like up the rent here to like over $2,000 a month. It's fucking ridiculous.
For 1 bedroom.
No, we have 2. This is like my office or our office.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, well, it sounds like we've got a special guest for Monday's episode. Suges, who are we bringing in on Monday?
Mr. Danny Splooge
Actually,
is coming on the pod.
Time out.
Hold on. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this a different way. So you've got a special guest coming on Monday's episode. Tell us, was he a former college player? Give us
Yeah, but-
his credentials.
Yeah, when he was a college player, I was in his nuts, and so now he's gonna hop on the pod about 25 years later.
Everyone, give it up for Mr. Danny Suges.
Let it be known I tried my damnest to get Suges to talk about his father in a way that was like hyping up a college athlete, and then just
And
Came
all he
in
did was
like a
all he did was
wrecking
like-
ball.
he was like, my dad comes once. My dad comes once, and now he's gonna talk to us.
Oh, I
An
can't wait
ex
to have-
UNLV Rebel baseball player, an ex North Texas State baseball player, which is now North Texas. They don't have a baseball program because of Title IX. So
Ex-virgin too, apparently.
yes,
Oh, he has a sister.
he has a kid and a sister, or a
Yeah.
son and a sister.
He has what is his sister?
He has a kid and a sister. He has a kid and a sister. That's
This is
fucking true.
We
He does
gotta
have a
okay.
kid. And a
Okay,
sister.
come on.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm out of here.
Danny Splooge.
All right.
Danny Splooge,
Good night,
man.
guys.
See ya, bro.
I'll catch you guys after the weekend.